So much to see and do in Grants. Parks provide relaxation for picnics and athletic events. Creative activities abound at the Senior Citizen Center. The new animal shelter is a state-of-the-art facility for our lost pets. Grants is home to the Mount Taylor Quad, Fire and Ice Bike Rally, 4th of July Rodeo, and so much more. Grants, the gateway to outdoor adventures, sightseeing, hunting, hiking, biking, and riding. Grants, where ancient and modern civilizations meet. Grants, a great place to live.
Would like to offer the prayer for us. Robert, please. And don't forget Las Vegas.
Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for the opportunity that we have to be here for the City Council meeting tonight with the Grants City Council. We are grateful for the blessings that we receive from Thee every day. We are sorry about the tragedy that took place in Las Vegas and all the people that were hurt and killed and all the families that are weeping. At this time, we ask a special blessing that Thou will bless those people and their families and their loved ones. And we ask a special blessing to be upon our nation, that we can heal the divide that has taken place, that we can learn to love one another as Thy Son has taught us to do so. We ask Thee to bless our city, that our leaders will be blessed with wisdom and with Thy Spirit as they ponder the workings of the city and the decisions that they have to make on our behalf. We pray that Thou will bless them, that it will be clear to them what needs to be done. We ask Thy blessings to be upon the sick and afflicted among us, that Thou will bless and take care of all of them. We love Thee and we thank Thee for all these blessings that Thou hast afforded us. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. We'll call this meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. Roll call.
Counselor Lewis.
Here.
Counselor Lucero.
Here.
Counselor Reynolds. Here. And Vasquez. Absent.
Let the record reflect that Counselor Vasquez is having cataract surgery. Will you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hoorah! Approval of the agenda. Anybody?
I motion to approve the agenda for October 2nd.
Second. Second. Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
Citizens to address the councilor. Chief, come on up.
Sergeant adjusted the mic for me, I guess.
Say that again?
Sergeant adjusted the mic for me. A little short there. Thank you, Sergeant. Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, City Manager. I just wanted to introduce a couple of things, but I wanted to introduce Police Constable Tony Barnes. He's from the United Kingdom. He's here this week to study American law enforcement systems and the correction systems within our community. So you'll see me with him throughout the week, and he'll be riding with some of our police officers to see how we do business here in the United States. Unfortunately, the event happened last night in Las Vegas. We were talking about gun control and how they control guns in the United Kingdom as opposed to the United States, and then we had that happen. But if he doesn't mind, maybe he would like to share a few words, if you don't mind, Mayor.
I don't mind at all. Welcome to the United States.
Thank you very much.
And welcome to New Mexico.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I'm Tony Barnes. I'm from England. I'm currently in law enforcement at the police department in North Yorkshire, which is the north of England. I've been serving there for 15 years, and I've come here to, like the Chief said, to see how law enforcement works here, how it's different to the way we police, which, you know, from last night's tragic incident. it clearly is. There is a lot of differences around gun law, and I know how sacred you hold, you know, your rights to sort of bear arms and that in this country. But obviously now back home, it's sort of a completely different sort of thing where gun control is sort of strictly monitored, and firearms, people just can't have them really without sort of the strict laws, and rifles and handguns, people just don't have them unless they're in the military or in the police. So it's such different things, and that's what I'm here to find out and see how it works really. And I'm looking forward to it the whole week, and I've enjoyed the day so far.
Any questions for him? Welcome.
Thank you.
I got a question. How big is that town?
Which one?
The town you're from?
Well, the county of North Yorkshire is 4,000 square kilometres.
No, I mean, how many people you got in town?
The population, well, the city I live is in York, it's got 200,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's real big.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I police the city of York, which is in North Yorkshire, which has got around about 200,000. But on average, we may only turn out about 12 or 13, 14 maybe officers to answer calls on a daily basis between the shifts. So it's a lot to cover with just that many sort of uniformed officers really.
Yeah, and in this country, gun control is hitting where you're aiming at, baby.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Mayor, he also forgot to mention that he is an unarmed police officer in the United Kingdom. But if you don't mind, I'd like to just offer...
That's what we call a correctional officer in this country, ain't it?
I'd like to just offer some kudos to a recent case that our officers investigated. I think everybody's familiar with this, but our officers worked in unison to locate an abducted child from Clayton, New Mexico. And they did a great job. I was actually in Albuquerque during that time when they got the information that that person was possibly here in Grants, and I was monitoring on the computer the activity that was going on. But that child was able to be reunited with his mother, and the father was subsequently arrested on warrant issued out of the Union County, the Clayton Police Department or Union County Sheriff's Department. I'm not sure which one it was. But I would like to commend Eric Galindo, Officer Wanya, Corporal White, Lieutenant Castaneda, Lieutenant Shativa, and K-9 Officer Armijo. They all worked together to make that happen. Yes, the New Mexico State Police issued the Amber Alert and the notification, but your officers with the Grants Police Department did that all alone and took care of that immediately, did not trigger a pursuit or anything like that, and he was taken into custody without incident. So they did a great job. I just wanted to publicly recognize them.
Would you give an officer the kudos from the council?
Yes, sir.
Without a doubt.
And I just want you to know, if you keep if you keep track of our Facebook and our information that we share with the local media, our narcotics task force, comprised of Milan Police Department, Grants Police Department, and Cibola County Sheriff's Department, is working diligently to address the drug activity within our community. And as you know, within the past week, we executed a couple more search warrants in our area and made some arrests, and we're going to continue on with that effort. So anybody that's out there deciding to cause chaos in their community, in their neighborhood, they're going to probably have a visit by our local police officers, and it's not going to be a fun visit. So tell them, just be aware of that. I just want you to know that we're diligently working that, Mayor.
Make my day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nobody else wanted to talk, you sure? I can sign you in. Okay. Library board reappointments, there are 3 of them. And all of them have served, correct?
Yes.
And I want all 3 of them back on there. They're the ones that helped design this library and put in multiple hours in this project. Because I need a motion.
Do we need to? appoint-
Individually, each one of them, please. Let's start with Janice Shipley reappointment.
I move to reappoint Janice Shipley to the library board.
Second?
Second.
Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
The next one is Leslie Smith, Berwick Smith.
I move to reappoint Leslie Berwick Smith to the library board.
Second? Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
Thank you. And the last one is
I
Marie O'Connell.
Move to reappoint Marie Connell to the library board.
Second. Counselor Reynolds?
Yes.
Counselor Lucero?
Yes.
Counselor Lewis?
Yes.
Thank you guys very much. These ladies have been fantastic, and they stuck it out until we actually could afford to build the library. They hung with us the whole time, so thank you guys very much. Okay. Public comment and discussion of charter compliance. Anybody out there want to tell us we're violating our charter? I don't believe we are. Okay. Approval of the regular city council meeting minutes, number 2 from September 18th.
I found something on number 8.
You go, girl.
I believe it was 3 ayes and 1 nay.
Well, yes,
yes, it
Mr.
was.
Lewis voted no. Let the record reflect that number 8 on the Economic Development Foundation Agreement, there was 3 yeas and Councilor Lewis voted no. And with that, correction, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the minutes as changed.
Second,
I second.
Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis? Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Airport report, you're up. This is another one that has done some amazing things, guys. With what we got.
Pressure on you. Slow down. Mr. Mayor, councilors, Ms. Armijo, it's a pleasure to come and share with you some of the things that are happening at the airport. I gave you a little show and tell, some pictures. Tells a story about the airport. The top left shows a picture of a tri-motor Ford with the airways that flew right over the top of Grants back in 1929. But to the right of that is even more important for our consideration. It's an aeronautical bulletin dated February 1926, and it depicts an emergency landing field in Grants, actually 2 miles west of Grants, somewhere along Zuni Canyon Road,
Dry Lake
Between-
Emergency Landing Field?
between the rodeo grounds and the airport, right in that area. It's a picture of it. But the reason I put that in there is for you to understand, Grants has been an aviation community for 91 years?
Long time.
We're not new into that. It's been a part of our world. Now, the second picture on the left, coming down, is the runway work. We've dug down 18 inches into the ground, and we've belted up to we put first a sub base on, then we put a base on, then we put asphalt. And the asphalt and the sub base, they call it a total gradient or something close to that. And they use laser beams, and they will get that surface within 1/100 of an inch to maintain it level. And so
Fantastic.
we're real excited about that. They're looking to start putting asphalt down next week. It'll be a slow project because you got to do all the test stuff that goes first.
Make sure the compactions are down and all that good stuff.
But I want to encourage the city council that Armstrong Consultants, we have a super group of people there. And the contractor that we selected, Mountain State, I'm just totally impressed with their professionalism, their skills, and how they're doing this. So we did good. Keep in mind, the third picture down is a jet airplane. And this is the one thing that has driven us for the past 2 years that I've been with the airport. And that is, the airport is the gateway to our city. Now, we have a lot of people come down the highway and they're not to be ignored. But when you have somebody coming in a $30 million airplane and they're wearing $2,000 or $3,000 suits, they don't want to come into a place that looks shabby. There are also movers and shakers in the business world, and when they come in and see a shabby airport, they're going to say, I think we need to go someplace else. We can tell them all the great things about the community, but first impressions count. And so we've spent a lot of time over the past 2 years dressing up the place. And that's those bottom two pictures. Those of you that have been out to the airport in the past, we had, shall we say, it was a rather unique color of the old building, and it was rotting out, the siding was rotting, and the back, what the people driving in see first looked like a bombing range. Weeds, dirt, mounds, and as you can see, it's well landscaped. And the siding, we just put new siding on it, and it looks sharp. The second page, I have in there some interior pictures to show you what we've done. The flooring was 1970s vintage of asbestos
Linoleum.
tile.
There you go.
And it showed its age. And so you can see the floor shines. We have some new furniture in there. As people come in, I was really impressed when the state people, state aviation came in. They just were speechless. They said, this is so great. And from some asides I heard, we weren't very highly respected in the past because we just didn't have a good impression, let's put it that way. So the last page of it is, I call it preparing for the future. We have a jet refueler there. The one we replaced was 1957. A little arithmetic, and you see it was long past its useful life. This one, we can pump 300 gallons a minute through that thing. And when you put 1,000 gallons of fuel in an airplane, 300 gallons a minute compared to 30 gallons a minute, you can see what a time saver it is. And the last picture on there, we get and I want to encourage the city council to push this. Every year, the Milan Elementary School brings a group of kids out for a field trip. And I'll tell you, 1952, I was in the 6th grade, and we had a field trip to the airport. And that was the beginning of my aviation career, just that one thing. So these kids come out, they get to see the helicopter, we take them around the airport, they'll never forget it. And it opened the door for us. We've done a lot of other things that are not in the pictures. We've done a lot of work on the fuel farm, fuel delivery system down there. But all in all, I think you can be proud of it. And I encourage you to come out and take a look at what the city is doing. It's really impressive.
You know, me and Laura were talking, and what we were saying is, it sure would have been nice if we could have got the before pictures when I was on the council and we landed that big old plane for the greenhouse and stuff to now. Because now it looks like a brand new place compared to what it looked like when I first came to this council.
I went back through my pictures, I couldn't find them.
Oh man, that would have been awesome because it is nice. It looks like it's a brand new place out there, Ray, and I really appreciate what you've done out there.
Hey, we did it. Instead of $250,000, $300,000, we did it for about less than 30.
Yes, we did.
And that included the landscaping and everything.
And I appreciate it. Any questions, guys? Any questions at all?
When did this Ford Tri-Motor come through?
They flew by here on the way to Double Eagle Airport this spring. They were, that incidentally is the original airplane that flew on the Transcontinental Airway through here and on that date. And it's owned by a museum, and they were doing a fly-in and they were giving rides in. If you get a chance, typically they charge about $75 to take a ride in that airplane. 1928 airplane.
Well, I know you came in as an interim manager, Ray, and you've done a great job. And ever since you came in, it's been, I know you've been working on upgrading it from the day you started. And we appreciate it, and it does look great. I've been out there about the middle of the project, but I'm gonna come out again.
Do that. I'll take you down. If you come out, I'll take you out and so you can see firsthand the construction work that's being done. It's really impressive what they're doing, what they've got. They have a complete asphalt factory out there. They're gonna have this thing set up, they'll make it right on the site, and they'll come out there and they'll lay that thing down, and the
They're gonna
engineers.
put a bats plat on the airport
It
site?
is there,
That is
it
awesome.
is there.
That is awesome. I was wondering what that was when I went over to the Council of Governments meeting, or the Waste Authority meeting the other day. I was like, the heck is that sitting out there in the middle of the airport, man?
We might need asphalt from them for to finish our road project, so I was like, wonder if they'd sell us some.
Well, we do own the millings.
The millings, yeah.
But what I did is because we ran into some soft spots.
Put the millings
And
back
I
in.
said, they said, do you think the city will let us have it? I said, you've got it. You've got it, because
Right.
it's a tight bid and there's no way of getting more money. And if we're gonna get the thing done, I think that's a small price to pay. But we should have some left over that I'm sure that the city could put to good use.
Okay.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Water Trust Port Application Planning and Design of the Roosevelt Avenue Bridge. This is resolution number 17-1568. Any questions or comments on this one?
So Donald, do you have some stuff you wanted to share with them about how this project came about?
Yeah, here's some paperwork. Mayor, council.
Is it from the-
Manager.
What was it called? The master drain plan?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what,
I thought it was one of those things we did way back then.
Yeah, the engineer wanted me to explain that this Roosevelt Bridge wasn't chosen just because there was some
Yeah.
already or something like
It's
that.
part of
It's
something.
following the 2010 master plan. This bridge was identified 8 years ago as an issue, and it needs to be widened.
And actually, guys, we couldn't do this. They would never hear about it and wouldn't give us any money until we straightened and did what we did north, which is now complete, and one of the reasons that this project is moving forward. And that really makes me smile, guys, because it's a long time to get to this point right now.
Well, you've done what, First Street Bridge?
We've
Newman
done every bridge in this town
Second Street Bridge.
except for Santa Fe, Roosevelt, because the rest of them, including the Saclarus that we're doing now, the old 66 bridge, every one of these bridges have been done in the last 12 years, except for the Roosevelt Bridge and this bridge right here on Santa Fe Avenue. So,
And actually, what the engineer said is, if you want funds, follow the plan.
Yes.
And so this is following the 2010 master plan.
That's exactly what we're doing. Guys, we started this project back when I started fighting with the BLM over the ditch, and this is all part of that end result. It's been a long time coming. Any questions on it?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number 17-1568.
Second.
Second.
Councilor Mills, Councilor Lucero? Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Main Street resolution.
So we have several of the Main Street Board here. If you have any questions, they presented a resolution for the city council to approve, and it's their basic template that each main street within our state is asked to put before their city government.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion. 17-1569. Resolution supporting a public-private economic development Main Street project.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve Main Street resolution number 17-1569.
Second.
I second.
Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
The next one is the Main Street contract work.
So we talked last council meeting about the funding for Main Street, and I went through and took their current contract and did a few updates to it. I changed the dollar amount to $35,000. It had been $40,000, since we're starting kind of late in the fiscal year. So I included some things. I just updated a few other items regarding their work plan and what we're asking them to do. Most of it was the same as last year, but I included some stuff about working to help with the Neon Park, to work on that with the city and the chamber, to work on getting these empty buildings downtown filled with businesses, those kind of things, to revitalize our downtown.
I have one question. I do realize no one likes me to proofread.
I don't mind it.
But on page 4, number 3, it has the term of this agreement shall be for 1 year beginning on October 1st, 2017 and ending on June 30th, 2018. That isn't a year.
No, it's not.
So,
we
we
can
could
change.
take the term year out,
Okay.
because we're starting rather late.
Okay, so shall be beginning on October 1st and
Yeah.
ending.
I'll take
Ending,
the
okay,
year
so
out.
take the year out?
Yeah.
Okay,
Shall be beginning on,
shall begin, okay.
October 1st. Anything else?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the Main Street contract.
Second?
A second.
Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Set, yes.
Next one, Resolution 17-1565. I don't know what the county's gonna do with this, guys. They still are kicking it around. They don't have an answer yet. But I did kick it with Paul Pena, and I'm of the opinion that if the county cancels this, we can take it over with the village, but the buses will only run back and forth between the village and Grants. Not out to the ice caves, not out to Blue Water.
So are you thinking we would fund it more, because we're not gonna be
I'm
able to
sure,
fund it
no,
more?
no, of course not with the tax and all that. That's why they won't be going out there and all over the place. Because we can't pick up the county's half. We're still paying $7,000 a year to the state a month for the next year. No, we can't afford to fund it no more, but if the county doesn't fund it and we continue to fund it with Milan, then it needs to happen to where it stays in the village, and, because there's no way we can fund it to go to Ice Caves, to Bolins, to Acoma, to wherever,
We'll cross that bridge when we get
when we
there.
get there. I'm good with that.
And I've heard that the county is gonna fund it.
Okay. I'll entertain, go
They
ahead.
talked about special rates for those kind of trips, you know, like adding something.
Yeah, like $80, $90, $100 at least. They need to pay
Yeah.
for the wages of the guy going to the ice caves and everything else.
Well, and realistically, Rick and I sit on that board. I don't think the transit was designed
No,
to
it
do
wasn't.
tours to
That's a private business.
to
that needs to
sites
open
in
that.
town,
That's right.
right, that's not the purpose of,
It's to get people
The transit.
to where they need to be from inside our community, period. Anything else on that?
I have one question. Getting to this $51,946.69, did you start with a rounded out number and divide it by 3?
there was a percentage that the city was
Percentage.
gonna pay and the county, ours and the county's was the same and Milan's was less.
Okay.
Yes.
And they didn't use quite that amount this last year. She brought that up, I don't know what the total was, but it could
It's like-
possibly be
it was
under
like
that, but it should be
5,000
no more
less
than that.
Than what they had altogether. But I'm good with this, guys.
I'm fine with it, but it would have been simpler just to call it 52,000.
Right, yeah, you're right.
Well, you know, we can fix that next time around.
Yeah, maybe.
We can fix that,
right.
yeah, we can fix that next time around. I'm sure John Paul and the accounting department would really appreciate it. I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number 17-1565.
Second.
A second.
Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
Thank you. Marty, you want to talk about your cars, or you just want us to do it? Go ahead, Laura.
The police department is requesting 2 new vehicles, and this is not equipped, but the vehicles, so the equipment I think will come later, but the police department does have $150,000 in their capital account. I told them I'm gonna pull a little bit of that back, but these 2 vehicles, I think, are a total of $54,000, so it still leaves me some room possibly to pull a little bit of that back to cover that tax gross receipts lost.
So you're recommending we do this?
I do recommend that we do this.
Mr. Mayor, I move we to approve the purchase of these 2 vehicles for the police department.
Second, at a price of $54,640. Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lucero? Yes. Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
There you go, Chief. Approval of the replat for Ralph Chavez.
We have Mr. Windhorst here from Code Enforcement to present the replats.
Hello, Mr. Mayor, City Council members, and City Manager. Our first replat, which came before the Planning and Zoning Committee on September 13th, is a request from Ralph Chavez for a replat of parcels R16595 and R16608, and parcel 19133 was submitted to the Office of Code Enforcement on August 21st. The request is to take parcels R16595 and R16608 and combine them into one parcel. And also take parcel 19133 and divide it into 5 parcels, which is across the street. You notice there is, on your next page, there is a template of how it is set up. This was approved by Planning and Zoning and sent forward to the council for your approval.
Were there any objections?
There were no objections.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the replat for Ralph Chavez.
Second.
Second.
Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
Thank you, Robert.
We have one more.
One more.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Go ahead.
We had another request from the James Family Trust for a replat of parcels R19081, R19082, R08917, R19185, R12668 was submitted to our office and put before the Planning and Zoning Commission. The request was to take these 5 parcels and replat them into 4 parcels. And you have that schematic in front of you. And they voted to send this forward to the, with their approval, to the City Council to receive your approval.
Were there any objections?
No objections, and none of these properties have been replatted in the last 12
The edge of the
months.
city limit, ain't it? That road right there is the edge of the city limit. Is that right?
Pardon me, sir?
That road right here, North Quail Lane or whatever it is that the end of the city limit?
Yes, now there's part of this, good eye, Mr.
Right?
Part of this
goes
is
to the
going
county,
to
right?
have to go to the county
Okay.
for approval before it is put into the system.
I would recommend that we wait for the county to take their share of this, because we don't have any authorization to do it. And once the county does it, then we take it up to them.
We have authorization to approve it on our end.
On your end, your part,
And if
and
the
then
county
we will
does it?
submit it to the county, and the county will approve it. But I would suggest that
I
you
would wait for
would.
the county, guys. That would be my suggestion. We table this, and put it on the county. When the county approves it, it's just like, the county has one little piece of our airport too, and we need to get that. There's one little chunk on the airport. So it would be my recommendation that we table this, let the county take it up, approve their little corner section there that's in the county, and then we'll take it from there.
Well, Mr. Mayor, may I
Go ahead,
again
Robert.
ask you please to reconsider and to give it the city council approval and then send it on to the county. It will get done, it will get finished, but time is of the essence in these things, and I think they want to use the property for something, and we're
They
trying
can't
to,
use it until the county approves it, right?
but we're going to move that along too.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the replat of the James Family Trust parcels.
Second.
I second.
Counselor Reynolds?
Yes.
Counselor Lucero?
Yes.
Counselor Lewis?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, this one here has become an emergency.
So I apologize, you didn't have any backup, but we just found out Friday that we have a pump going out at the lift station on 66. And on Friday, it was an emergency. Luckily, Les was able to get a substitute pump from Smithco, who's doing our wastewater treatment plant. It was very generous of them to do some work and lend us a pump. So I'll let Les tell you what we've got going.
Yes, good evening, Mayor, Councilman, staff, and citizens. You know what, just kind of recap just what you said. We're pulling a little too many amps on one of the pumps on Friday. We set up, Smithco was kind enough to let us have one of their flight pumps there and set it up, so that way we would avoid any spillage over the weekend. And then as we're going through the day, we determined that we can probably keep that secondary pump set up. And long story short, doing some analysis, it's really 138 feet. This is going to get a little technical garbage here for a little bit. 138 feet from the lift station to the where it discharges up above the golf course. And the pump that's in there possibly is designed for 110 feet. So there's a reason we might want to upgrade to a 110 horsepower pump rather than an 85. We might have been overdriving that, pulling a little too much amps all this time. So I would like to submit the $55,000. I don't know the exact amount here.
$55,600.
And then if we get all the data, spin it all down, then it's the other smaller pump. We'll recommend that we use that. But the pumps are made in Sweden, so they're a long ways out. So it takes a while to get it ordered.
Takes 3 months to
3
get
months
a
out.
pump.
We need to set the plan in motion. We do have an alternative plan, and we're working on that right now. In fact, as the lower sewage flow starts at 7 o'clock, they're going to climb down in there, hook onto an existing pump that's been in there for an extended period of time, pull that out, and that's another story, but we'll get that assist and see where we are there. I think the best thing to do, in my opinion, is do the 55,000, and then give us a little time. We'll figure out the lift, do an analysis, and come out with the right decision.
So during that analysis, will they size the pump correctly this
Yes.
time for the
You know, and that could explain,
elevation?
like I was telling you before the meeting, I think it's somewhere around $5 million that we spent on pumps since I've been on this council for 12 years now. At $44,000, $80,000 a pop, they go out every 2 to 4 years. And that could be half the problem is we got pumps that aren't designed to pump it as far as we need it to go.
Right.
And that very well could be why we've been burning these suckers out every 2 years, 3 years, instead of actually having them last for 10 like they're supposed to. So I would recommend that we go with a higher amount and see what we come up with over there. I mean, 28 feet is quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, particularly when you're only talking 110 is the
Yeah.
average, and if you're the mathematician, then that's a pretty large percentage
That
of
it is.
the difference, so.
The company we're looking at is James Cook and Hobson, which usually goes by JCH, and they're the only provider of this kind of pump.
And have been the only provider since I've been on the council, JC.
What brand of pump is that? Did you say?
It's gonna be a flight pump, yeah,
Flight.
but that's the brand name.
Right.
And then there's other maintenance issues that we're working on with Edward and CH2 and Hill, that we can probably prolong the life of the pump and, after we get through this whole process. I'm relatively new, so give us a little time and we'll get a lot of this stuff figured out.
So
With
did you
their
actually
help.
get a quote? Is this an actual?
Yeah, this is
quote?
actual quote.
Yes, we just got this evening, so
That's why it
the
wasn't in
staff
the
have
packet
been working on it,
when
trying
you
to
guys
figure
picked it
out
up.
what we need.
I apologize.
Is this an action item?
Yes.
Yes, definitely. It's emergency item, guys.
So we,
And if there's,
approve it?
go ahead, make the motion.
Yeah, I make the motion to approve this flight pump for the 66 lift station.
55,600, JCH. Second,
Second.
Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Next, a resolution for funding for Phase 3.
Donald, would you like to do this one as well?
Sure.
Donald's been
First
working
Street.
with the DOT.
Okay, Mayor, Manager, Council, from what I understand, the county could not afford to match some road funds from the DOT. So, and thankfully, the DOT District 6 here, instead of sending the money elsewhere, they thought they'd offer it to the city, because we were in that condition to match the funds, so it's not a lot, well, it's not a lot when it comes to roads, it's a lot to me, but $127,000 for the First Street, is it First Street Phase 3? Yeah, the
Yes.
Flume project, which is still ongoing and
18
stuff, so.
inches if they're gonna give us the permission to do it or not. We're
Yes.
still waiting for that okay from them and the federal government. But if they're gonna give us money, guys, I say we take it.
And the following resolution, it's the same, it's just that we are, it's the combined funding, the old funding that we had and this new combined funding in one pot, so.
Laura, you recommending you do this?
I do, it's saying we'll have an extra match of 31,000, but I think we never want to turn down road money.
Especially the amount of 97,000.
And our project design's ready to go, so if we can get the
We can get them to
flume
approve
issue,
it, guys.
we can get going on that.
And get First Street done. And I'll entertain a motion, please. 17, 15, 17.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number 17-1570.
Thank you, Mike. Second,
Second,
Councilor Reynolds,
yes.
Councilor Lucero,
Yes.
Councilor Lewis.
Yes.
Thank you guys very much.
If you don't mind, I'd like to just note real quick, I did hear from the DOT that our final maps for the River Walk Trail project were submitted and they appear that they're gonna be approved, so that means we move into the next phase, which is appraisals on the properties, and then hopefully we can start construction early next year, so just FYI.
So Donald, as you're working on that, if we need some support, I'd like to really ask property owners if they'll donate that land. And if we need to do something like put their name on a bench or acknowledge them, that would be wonderful. But if we can get as many donations along that path.
You know, and it's not like we're gonna be asking for a whole lot, we're asking for 3, 5, 7 feet, just little corner pieces and stuff, where it's gonna run along the back of, you know, and we might even do it in a way that a fence, because we're gonna have to fence it off anyway, up against their properties.
Yeah.
Anything we can to cut the cost of paying them for those parcels.
I am meeting with the DOT and the engineer on the project, so it probably, and that's next week, or it might be Friday anyway, I probably should meet with you prior, just because
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
new at this and you know a lot of
Okay.
history, so we'll do that. Okay?
That's good.
Excellent.
And we need items for resolution.
We need number 13.
Yeah, for resolution number 15, 17, 51. We didn't write that resolution up yet, did we?
It should, is it in your packet? It's in your
Yeah.
packet.
Yeah, it's here, it's here.
Did you not have
I
it?
didn't get it.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number 17-1571, the amount of $289,544. Is that correct, Laura?
944.
Is that what it is, Donald? I think that's where it's got mine. First Street Phase 3 combined. The total
Yeah, but there's
amount.
that first resolution, 1570 needs to be approved
We
first.
already approved that one.
Okay.
Now we're on this one, it's for $289,944.
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? That's your motion, Mike?
Correct.
Second, Rick? Councilor Reynolds?
Yes.
Councilor Lucero?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
Here, thank you very much. Oh, you got anything, Laura?
I do, I have a couple of things. The city clerk and I and Tina Jaramillo are working on a program. We purchased a program that was very affordable, it's called an agenda program. And it will be a program that will help our clerk get your packets out easier, but the packets will be electronic. And we can print copies, but if you want to just see yours on your computer, you won't have to come pick them up. And then we will work, as we learn the program, we will work, and we're most likely going to have inexpensive laptops for you all to work through the agenda as we're working on stuff, so that we can cut down the copying and time. And then the program has a really nifty tool that will help Cindy take minutes. It's got where she can just check off who first, who second, and it puts it in the minutes. And it's a very nice program. I think it will gear us towards going, forward with technology but saving all these copies of paperwork that we're sending out, and easier for you to look at your packets online, easier for departments to submit their backup documentation. So that's
But
coming
will-
down the pipe.
Will we get a printed version of the?
If you want to
If you
print
want a
it, we can
printed
do a
version, you can have one
printed.
here.
If you
I've
prefer
got
to
one
see it
right
on the computer, you don't have to have it printed, but we can do printed for anybody who wants that.
So eventually we'll all have a laptop here in front of us.
Yes,
Oh,
With
you'll provide the laptop?
yes,
Oh, I see.
yeah. And we'll put them out before each meeting and have it where you can see your packets on there.
They're trying to force me to be computer literate, Mike.
We
That's
are.
what it is. They're trying to make me be electronic. They want me to get rid of my flip phone too.
That might be,
I'm stuck with Star Trek, man, back in the day. Go ahead, Laura.
So also, Main Street has an annual visit each year. Many of you are familiar with that. The state individuals will be here this Thursday, the 5th, at 3 o'clock here at City Hall. We ask for all of you to please come and join us and provide feedback to them about, that's Thursday, 3 o'clock, and I'll send a reminder. And then on the 4th, Wednesday, we have a military vehicle convoy that contacted the city. We responded and we helped arrange lunch for them. But they should be hitting town about 11 o'clock, and they're gonna have about 80 historic military vehicles, if any of you wanna see that.
6 by trucks.
They'll be
Jeeps.
passing through town. And it's their 91st anniversary convoy from the Military Vehicle Preservation Association. And if
So
you
they'll
like-
probably take a lot of
So
pictures.
are they stopping or just driving?
They're gonna stop and have
For lunch.
lunch at the American Legion.
Okay.
Mhm.
And they'll probably get a bunch of pictures underneath our sign.
Get some rations.
Yeah, and then Counselor Vasquez, I think, it seems like he mentioned at the last meeting that he wanted us to start looking at making First Street a two-way again. So I contacted Larry Maynard at the DOT, and he's given me a list of the steps to take. So I will start working on that, and I'll keep you apprised, but we'll start going through that process.
How's the slowing the traffic down on?
From San
That's another one, and I'm gonna guess it's the same process. So we, the MRA consultant and I met with 3 DOT staff and put the bug in their ear, but we need to follow up now. And I'm gonna guess it'll be the same process, so I'll start working on that too, and we can do them both back to back.
We know we're gonna change first, might as well change second too. Change them both. Sydney, you got anything?
No, I don't have anything.
Rick, you got anything?
Nope.
Mike?
This last weekend on Saturday, we had the 6th annual 50K run up on Mount Taylor. Even though on Friday night, it looked like we might be having a quadrathlon. But there were 100, they limited the enrollment to 175 participants, and they maxed that out, and they had 25 people on the waiting list. And so this is one more example of the outdoor recreation in our area that is not only popular, but growing. And the sooner we get to that, the sooner we'll be away from, all these closed buildings.
So that kind of reminds me, we just put up a link, I think it's up on our website now, with business opportunities. And so we started to list some things that people who are looking to start a business might be able to open in grants. And we've also asked Eileen with Economic Development to give us a list of all the empty buildings so we can start promoting those, but we can try to spur some ideas.
And that's one of the reasons I called you and appreciated your vote. We're doing her job. Brittany's doing her job. Chamber's doing her job. Main Street's doing her job. And we continue to fund that. And it drives me crazy. That's all I got. On that note, I'll entertain a motion to close this meeting down.
I'll take a motion to shut her down.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you very, very much.
So much to see and do in Grants. Parks provide relaxation for picnics and athletic events. Creative activities abound at the Senior Citizen Center. The new animal shelter is a state-of-the-art facility for our lost pets. Grants is home to the Mount Taylor Quad, Fire and Ice Bike Rally, 4th of July Rodeo, and so much more. Grants, the gateway to outdoor adventures, sightseeing, hunting, hiking, biking, and riding. Grants, where ancient and modern civilizations meet. Grants, a great place to live.